Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right in today because we're tackling something that is super common, but honestly, it can be incredibly intimidating for a lot of language learners. We're talking about how to comfortably start a conversation with someone completely new. We're drawing our insights from a really brilliant practical lesson in the Spoken English Survival course, and we're going to focus strictly on everyday, real-world communication. Essentially, we are going to break down the exact anatomy of a brand new conversation step by step. Here's what we've got on the agenda today. First, starting politely. Then, Amina and Nabila's story. After that, mastering WH questions, building vocabulary, and finally, your next conversation. Section 1. Starting politely, breaking the ice with confidence. So, think about it. Before you ever even say your name, you really need the right tools equipped, right? A successful conversation doesn't start off feeling like a sudden interrogation. It starts by establishing a safe, polite vibe. Simple, polite starters like asking, "May I sit here?" or "Is this seat free?" do something pretty incredible. They immediately lower anxiety. It shows a basic respect for the other person's space and just gently opens the door to a connection without being pushy. Even a casual observation like, "I don't think we've met before," serves as a perfect, totally non-threatening runway right into an introduction. Section 2. Amina and Nabila's story. A real conversation. Okay, let's see how this actually plays out in the real world. Imagine it's day 2 of an English course. Amina spots a new learner, Nabila, sitting all by herself during a break. Amina starts perfectly. Before she does anything else, she politely asks for permission to share the physical space, and she does it with a friendly smile. She is visually and verbally showing she's approachable. And Nabila responds warmly. Just by saying, "Yes, of course," she instantly makes the whole interaction feel safe and welcoming. So the ice is officially broken, but they still don't actually know who each other are. Now, this part is actually really interesting. Look at Amina's gentle approach here. She doesn't just walk up and demand a name. She offers her own name first, and then adds that polite observation we talked about earlier. "I don't think we've met before." It's just a wonderful, polite way of confirming that they are indeed strangers before they fully establish their identities. And it works flawlessly. Nabila confirms, introduces herself, and throws in that classic, polite greeting, "Nice to meet you." The formal introduction is completely done. But here is where a whole lot of learners just freeze. How in the world do they keep the conversation from just completely dying out right here? While Amina seamlessly pivots, by asking "Where you from?" she's asking for a bit of personal info, which passes the conversational ball right back to Nabila. And guys, this is the secret right here. Showing genuine interest in the other person. And Nabila absolutely takes that ball and runs with it. By answering these specific questions, she shares her background. She gives Amina 3 distinct new pieces of information: her hometown of Faridpur, her current city of Dhaka, and her occupation as a university student. And just like that, simply because Amina asked one question at a time and actually listened, they are having a highly comfortable, engaging exchange. Section 3. Mastering WH questions, the engine of the conversation. Let's pause our story for just a second and look under the hood. We need to see the exact mechanical tools Amina used to keep that chat alive. W words are literally your keys to gathering information. If you want to know about a place, you use where, like "Where do you live?" If you want to know about things, occupations, or general info, you use what, like "What is your name?" If it's a person, you use who. Grasping this basic model gives you the power to confidently ask about pretty much anything. Just notice that how is used for condition, like "How are you?" not for identity. Now, let's talk about accuracy for a quick second. If we compare some common mistakes with the correct grammar, you'll see something important. Notice how the verb "is" bridges the gap? It's not "what your name," it is "what is your name." And for locations, we use "in" for living in a city, so it becomes "I live in Dhaka," not "at Dhaka." It's these tiny, small structural details that really make your English sound natural and polished. Section 4. Building your vocabulary, words for connection. Look, grammar and question structures are great, absolutely. But without the right mindset and behavior, the grammar just falls totally flat. Remember back to our story? Amina succeeded right at the very beginning because she approached Nabila with a friendly smile. Before a single word of English was even spoken, she visually proved that she was safe, pleasant, and kind. Being friendly is literally the foundation of every good conversation. Next up is the whole concept of introducing yourself. To introduce yourself is really the core action of breaking out of anonymity. It means stepping out of your comfort zone to politely make your identity known. And let's be real, it is an action of vulnerability and courage, especially when you're doing it in a new language. And honestly, this brings us to the ultimate goal of all these polite exchanges, feeling comfortable. The whole reason we use polite starters, the reason we ask WH questions one at a time and really listen, is to make both people feel relaxed and totally free of worries. Just exactly like Amina and Nabila, who ended up chatting and laughing comfortably together. Section 5. Your next conversation, putting it into practice. So, we've looked at the tools, we've walked through the dialogue, unpacked the grammar, and defined the key words. But listen, English only becomes truly meaningful when you actually use it in the real world. So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of an exciting challenge. How would you answer these WH questions for yourself? What is your name? Where are you from? And most importantly, who will you introduce yourself to today? Go out there, be friendly, and start a conversation.